Assalamu alaikum. Thank you all of you to watching this video. In this lecture today I will describe about 10 class physics syllabus and paper pattern, and the first chapter I will describe sample machine. Now first of all I will describe about 10 class syllabus. In the syllabus of physics, following chapters and topics are included. Number 1, Chapter 9 Simple Machine, and these topics are included in your syllabus. Now, second, Chapter 12 Waves and Sound, all these topics are included in your syllabus. And 13, Propagations and Reflection of Light, and all these topics are included in your syllabus pattern. And 14, Chapter Reflection of Light and Optical Instruments. These are all topics are included in your syllabus. Now, Chapter 15 Nature of Light and Electromagnetic Spectrum. These topics are included, and also this chapter of 16 Electricity. These chapters are also included in your syllabus. Now, Chapter 17 Magnetism and Electromagnetism. These topics are also included in your syllabus pattern. Chapter 18 and Chapter 19, these are also included in your syllabus pattern. Okay, now I will describe about paper pattern. Is this your paper divided into 3 parts: section A, B and C. Section A is consist of MCQ type multiple choice questions, total 19 marks, and section B short answer question and numerical parts, which is consist of 40 marks, 20 marks from short answer questions and 20 marks from numerical parts. And you will attempt only 5 questions from this part, and numericals you can attempt only 5 numericals from this part. Now in section C, long question answers, total 16 marks, and you can attempt only 2 marks, 2 questions from this part. Now in total and 15 marks from practicals include in your syllabus. Now let's start today's topic, sample machine, and these topics: learning objects, sample machine, mechanical advantages, kind of sample machine. These topics I will describe today's video. Let's start. What is sample machine? You can see here in your daily life and your common examples of your daily life. Sample machine, anything which help to man in doing work more easily, is called sample machine. For example, wheel and axle, lever, pulley, inclined plane are these things which can help us to do work more easily, is called sample machine. A machine can also define as any devices by meaning by which force applied at one point can be used to overcome resistance at some other points. This is machine definition, and these are the examples of sample machine in your daily life. Now these uses and their mechanical advantages I will describe. Now let's start to machine in our daily life. You can see here, while driving a nail into wall, the force of our hand is transferred to the nail with the help of hammer. This is the simple machine. We can easily walk, and we can easily do work with the help of simple machine. With the help of this is the first part. Machines are used to various purpose. They are following. Now 1, with the help of machine we can transfer force from one place to other. Now for example, while driving a nail into wall, the force of our hand is transferred to nail with the help of hammer. This is first example of force transfer from one point to other, or one place to other place. Our force of hand, our potential transfer to nail. Now with the help of hammer. and we can do easily work with the help of sample machine. Hammer is a sample machine. Now, in this is example also, while driving a cycle, we transfer the force of our feet to its wheel. This is our sample machine. We can do easily work. We can transfer and we can easily move from one place to other place with this small force. Now, second, enlargement of the effect of force. Sample machines help us to every day of life. Now, in the help of machine, we can lift heavy objects, heavy loads to overcome much greater resistance by applying comparatively small force. Now, for example, we lift heavy vehicles with the help of screw jack. You can see here, we can easily lift heavy objects with the help of screw jack. It's enlargement of the effect of force. Now, second topic, change in the speed of work. Some machines are used to increase the speed of work. For example, by using car, we can travel a large distance there by foot in the same interval of time. Now, we can easily move with the help of car, and we can apply small force to long distance cover in small interval of time as compared to we can walk by foot. Change of the speed of work. We can easily do work with the help of sample machine and with yet less time. Now, for change in the direction of force. Now, you can see heavy objects can easily left by the help of sample machine pulley. Pulley is the sample machine. We can lift heavy objects with the help of small force. The machine are used to change the direction of force while raising or lift the bucket of water from a wall. We can pull, and it causes we apply the force downward direction while the bucket move in the upward direction. There are certain terms with the used to study machines. The term is we can below. Now, first we will apply input force, and which is called effort, and the load when we lift object, this is load, is called output force. Now, the output force load is this, and the output and input. Output we will give input to with the help of some force, and output is the load. Now we will study further what is effort, load, output and input. Let's start with these topics I will study. Now, what is the effort? The force applied to machine for doing work is called effort. It is denoted by P, capital P. Keep in mind, we will represent the effort by P. Now, load. The weight lifted or resistance overcome the machine is called load by denoted by W. Okay, in this picture, this is load and this is input, and input and output force, and effort and load is also same terms. Now, input, the work done on the machine by effort is called input. This is called effort, and we can input effort by the help of force. If the effort P act through the distance d, then work done by the machine or input is given by input is equal to effort multiplied by distance through which the effort act or input. We can multiply P cross d. For example, P means this, and the distance from here to here is called d. Now, input is equal to effort P multiplied by distance of the output. Input. Now, what is the output? The work done by the machine on the weight is called output. If the machine moves load W through the distance h, then work done on the output of machine is given by output is equal to load multiplied by distance through which the load move. Work multiplied by h, load, which is represented by W multiplied by h. In this picture, load this and height of this distance. load and height is called output, and input effort and distance is called input. I hope you are all understood what is effort, load, input and output. Now further, what is mechanical advantage? The relationship between the load effort and the effort applied is called mechanical advantages of machine. If W is the weight lifted by machine and P is the effort applied to the machine, then mechanical advantages weight lifted by machine divided by effort applied is called mechanical advantages. Since mechanical advantage is the ratio between two forces, so it has no unit, is expressed is the number. Now in this picture you can see here a heavy load is lifted by 5 Newton force. Now load W divided by effort P is called mechanical advantages. Now again in this picture output is divided by input. Now output 10 Newton force is the mechanical advantages of low weight divided by effort, we can apply force output. This is the formula for mechanical advantages, load weight divided by effort. Now what is efficiency? The ratio between the useful work done by the machine, output of work done on the machine and input is called efficiency. Efficiency in simple word, output divided by input in percentage is called efficiency. The formula for efficiency is equal to output divided by input. Now what is output? We know that already described. What is output? This output means load multiplied by distance and input load effort multiplied by distance and output weight multiplied by height. Now you can input P multiplied by D and output W multiplied by H. Now again we will put in this equation weight multiplied by height, effort multiplied by D multiplied by P multiplied by D. P means effort and D means distance. W means load and H means height. This is output. Now efficiency is usually expressed in percentage. Now when we express percentage, divide and multiply 100. Now we can express it in the percentage. The efficiency of real machine is always less than 1. A perfect machine has 100% efficiency or 1 for ideal machine. Efficiency is 1. Output divided by input is equal to 1 and output is equal to input. This is for ideal machine and this is for real machine. Output divided by input multiplied by 100. And the real, you should keep in mind, real machine always less than 1. Efficiency of real machine is always less than 1. It's clear? Now and efficiency of ideal machine is equal to 1. These two terms should be kept in mind. Efficiency of real machine is always less than 1 and efficiency of an ideal machine is equal to 1. Real machine less than 1 and ideal machine is equal to 1 efficiency. Now kind of simple machine. In our daily life we use different kind of machines. All the machines, however complicated, may consist of one of or more than one of the following 6 simple machines: lever, inclined plane, pulley, screw jig, wheel and axle. Now these are all simple machines: wheel, axle, wedge, screw jig, pulley, inclined plane and lever. Now first of all I will describe about lever. Now in these pictures, two pictures you can see here. Load, you can see, is the weight. Fulcrum, the part which is between the effort and load. This part, fulcrum, is the part which is rotation about its circle. Now effort is the force will apply it with the help of for machine or with its input. Now, when we give input effort, the heavy mesh load can easily lift it with the help of simple machine. Is the lever is also simple machine. Now, what is lever? This strong wooden or metallic bar which can be rotated about a point is called lever. This is called lever. Lever sometimes may be wood, metallic bar, and other type of materials consist. A lever is one of the smallest machine known. It is used to lift heavy loaded by the application of small force effort. Now, in this picture, with small force Q and heavy load easily lift. The fulcrum. What is fulcrum? The point lever is the rigid bar which rotate about fixed point is called fulcrum. This part is called fulcrum, and this is also called fulcrum. The perpendicular distance between force and fulcrum is called force arm. Now, in this picture, you can see here perpendicular distance between force and fulcrum. Force and fulcrum is called force arm. This part is called force arm. This part is also called force arm. Are the effort arm and the perpendicular distance between fulcrum and weight. This is called fulcrum and weight. Perpendicular distance, fulcrum and weight. This is called weight, and this is called effort. This is perpendicular distance. You can apply it in this part. Now, further study kind of levers. There are three kind of levers depending on the position of effort, weight, and fulcrum. Now, it depend upon the first kind, second, and third kind of lever depend upon the weight, effort, and fulcrum positions. Now, for lever of first kind, you can see here examples. Lever second kind, you can see here this examples, and lever third kinds, you can see here this example. Now, I will describe first lever of first kind. The lever of first kind, fulcrum F lie between load and weight and effort P. It means that fulcrum is between first kind of lever. You can see hammer, scissor. This is fulcrum first in center, and this is part which is rotation about fixed point. This is part which is a rotation about fixed point. When the fulcrum between effort and load, this is called lever of first kind. This is our examples in daily life. Hammer and scissor is the common examples of first kind of lever. Now, when we load, this is load, and again here we can see here the load is the outside of fulcrum, and effort we will apply here. And this example effort we can rotate this point, and the fulcrum rotation fixed point, and load is the side. This is the lever of first kind. Now, second kind of lever. Now, these examples of lever second kind. Now, in this is the fulcrum is the outside of the load. Now, in this example, wheelbarrow and the punch machine, nut cracker, these are also examples of lever second kind of machine. In this is second kind of machine. If the lever of second kind, the weight is the between fulcrum and effort the effort. Now, weight is between fulcrum and load. Now, the load is here, load between fulcrum and effort. Now, again load between, this is load between fulcrum and effort. Again load is, this is the here you can see a load, and fulcrum effort, and fulcrum is the this part is the rotation part is called fulcrum, and this is the rotation part of fulcrum. This is also fulcrum, the rotation part. Now, in this example, effort applied to at this point, and the load is between fulcrum and effort. This is lever of second kind. Now, lever of third kind. In the lever of third kind, the effort P between fulcrum and weight. The pair of force, human arm, fire tongue are the example of third kind of lever. Now, in this part, you can see a force between between fulcrum and F load. Now the force is between fulcrum and load. Fulcrum and load. Force we can apply. Load is this and the fulcrum is this and the force of the part. Now the force is between fulcrum and effort. Now effort P is between force fulcrum and weight. Fulcrum and weight. Now you can see here fulcrum and weight. Force is between, and you can see load and fulcrum. Force is between, effort between here. Now again you can see here load and fulcrum, and force is between this part. This is lever's third kind of lever. Now again the examples of first, second and third kind of levers. Now I will describe again first kind of lever. Load is fulcrum, force is, effort is between first kind of lever. Fulcrum between load and effort. Second kind, load is between fulcrum and effort. Third kind, effort is between fulcrum and load. These are the common examples you can see here. Now these are also examples. Fulcrum between load and effort. Load between fulcrum and effort. Third kind, effort between fulcrum and load. I hope you are all understand lever and its type and its kinds of lever. Now let's start to its question answers. I have described about what is lever, determine the mechanical advantages. I have already described what lever and mechanical advantages of lever. You can see here in this is the answer of this question. Now this is the examples of the chapter 9 and 9.2 examples, and this is your homework, and you can write these names of the lever and what is kind of this machine. For example, door, human arm, force strip, seesaw, pair of scissor, hand crank, cart, balance, handle and hand palm, upper and lower jaw of mouth. You can write these names of lever, which kind of lever. Okay. Now 9.2, the 16 joule of energy is supplied to machine to lift load of 300 Newton, vertically height 1 meter. Find the efficiency of machine. Now you can input means 60 joule. Input also is energy, of joule. Where lifted, which is represented by W, which is 100 Newton. Distance, which is mean height, which is a meter. We know that input is equal to output, but output is equal to weight multiplied by distance. 300 multiplied by 1, again 300 joule. Efficiency of machine, we know that output divided by input multiplied by 100. Now 300 divided by 16 multiplied by 100 divided by 100. This is the efficiency of machine. Now 50% of efficiency. Now I hope all of you understood. Thank you very much to watching this video. Allah Hafiz.